Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Car Station TV. Welcome to this new interview for the Characters Magazine. And here is Characters Magazine Volume 1. And here with me, I had two people that are two characters that are going to be in Characters Volume 2. So we have Jacob. We know Jacob. We have interviewed Jacob before, but now we have Manuela. And then Manuela is also an actress, a new actress that is in this short film, The Beauty and Beast of New York. Okay, so you're ready, guys, film. And I want to introduce her first. So go ahead, Manuela. Welcome to the Car Station TV. Welcome to Characters Magazine. And give us a little introduction about yourself.
Hello, thank you for the introduction. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Manuela Orrego. I'm 20 years old. I live in New York City. And I just started my career as an actress. I'm very excited. Jacob gave me this opportunity. So it was amazing. Everything was very good. And yeah, we'll see how everything goes from here.
Excellent. Also, not just any opportunity because you got the lead role, right? You are the beauty in the
I'm the I'm
story.
the I'm the co-star. He's the main role.
He's the beast, right?
He's
He's
the
the beast in the
important part.
story, but you are the beauty in the story. That's correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Jacob, another little introduction about yourself so people that are just discovering you with this video.
I'm a filmmaker from New York, director, producer, writer, and sometimes actor.
Sometimes, okay, we do it all, right? You got to
Yeah,
do it all.
yeah. Uh, I started filmmaking at 2018, but I've always had a passion for it. But that's when I went for my dream. Uh, yeah, and this is my first lead role, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with the project, and it has a lot to do with my experience and my disability. So it
Yes.
means a lot to me. And I want it to be the first of many, but I want to continue the story because I didn't think we had enough time to tell it.
The whole story. So we interviewed you, or I interviewed you before you guys filming, and you already guys shoot how you're shooting, and then we're I guess you're in the post-production stage, right? What can you tell us about the pre-production, the production? What state are you in right now? Tell us what are the projects with this new short film, The Beauty and Beast of New York.
We finished filming. Now we're at the stage of their editing. We gotta wait for the color grader and the editor to put the film together. Then I still have to find a theme song. I want an original song for this film. And so talking to a couple of artists and trying to get original song for the film. And then after that, I want to do a watch party with the cast and crew.
Oh.
And then I'll think of festivals and release date. Oh, yeah,
Awesome, awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. What can you tell us? Like, I mean, I know this is a special, and we talked about last time, like, it's a special for many reasons, but especially because you are the lead role. You are the lead role in the story. How was it? How you normally are behind the camera, but this time you are wearing in front of the camera. How did you feel as an actor? You see what everything the directors put us through. How was
Yeah,
that experience for you?
yeah. It was nervous. I was nervous. It was kind of hard, but the cast and crew were so good. They made me feel so comfortable. Yeah, and Manuela was a good co-star. She made me feel good and comfortable. And yeah, so my first experience was nervousness, but then the second day I got into it a little more and it felt good. I liked it. I want to do it again. Yeah.
Awesome,
I,
awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. And tell us, Manuela, because Manuela has a background story, obviously coming from Colombia, and I'm from Colombia, and I know how difficult it is to come to the United States, not only because of this is a big country, because of the language, and not only that, just getting into this world of acting, it makes it even more difficult. What can you tell us about your background story, Manuela, coming from Colombia, coming to New York, now filming this short
Mhm.
film? Tell us everything.
Well, I I was born in Colombia. I just came to the United States 5 years ago. So it has been like really like hard for me, especially like with the language and adapting to everything because it's completely new.
Hmm.
Um, well, I started liking film because of my dad, because he used to sell those DVDs. So
Tell us
yeah,
that story because when I read the story, well, this is a very interesting story. And for people who don't know, because maybe this is something very Colombian, right? It's a very tradition in Colombia. Like obviously, United States has used to have Blockbuster, these big chains in the 90s where you go and rent a movie, but we didn't have Blockbuster. We had Blockbuster like very late, and what we had was people in the streets selling DVDs, sometimes legal, sometimes illegal, or whatever. But that was your case, right? So you get
yeah. Well,
to
my
discover
dad,
Hollywood by DVDs, right?
yeah, well, yeah. He had another job, but it was like his passion. So he's always loved movies and like anything that has to do with like entertainment. So he had his job, but he also like did like a side
A
hustle.
hustle, right? A hustle, what
So
we
he
call.
used to like just bring new movies every week, every day, and then we would watch them together. And it was like really fun to me. But at some point, like I started to like I was very little, so at some point, like I started to like scratch them because I used to watch them a lot. And then like I would get in trouble with him, and I had to be like, "Yeah, well, I scratched it. Like it
So
doesn't
those
work
are for
anymore."
selling. Those are not for you watching.
Yeah, he would get so mad, but I mean, it was fun. Like I love movies. He got me into these, and well, right now, like I've been thinking about acting for a while. I just like I feel like I never had the opportunity or like the time or the disposition, but I finally decided to like do it. And I Jacob was the only one who gave me an opportunity so far, and I loved it. It was the best experience, and we talked on set, and my other like the other people that were there, they said like that this was such an amazing experience, and like it was very good to start with because after this you can only go up.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
That's correct.
yeah, yeah.
And tell us because it's the first time for Jacob to be a lead role, but it's also the first time for you to be on set, or is this your first acting experience ever?
Yeah, this is my first
Wow.
acting experience.
So I guess you were nervous, excited, like a
I
bunch of
was.
feelings together, right?
Yeah, it was the first day I was like shaking the whole
Oh
time because I
wow.
was like we started the scene like every like we started. So I was
Mhm.
like I hope it doesn't show. But I was very nervous, and then like when it got to my parts with Jacob, I feel like we were both like very nervous because it was our first time. But I felt comfortable. I hope he felt comfortable. I feel like because we both knew it was our first time, it was like amazing. Like we tried to like help each other kind of, relax a little bit.
Okay, so we're having this interview for the official. I always call it this the official interview for Characters Magazine, but we also have a podcast, and in our podcast we talk about acting topics. And I would like to invite you because either in Spanish or in English, it's very interesting to talk about this process of getting. So Jacob, I wanted to ask you, what is your process? Like, how do you? I imagine you were nervous, she was nervous, so how was that interaction? You got practice before the day of shooting. What is your approach to this for these kind of situations?
We did a couple of reads on Zoom uh, with the cast, like reading the script. Uh, but yeah, and it was really hard because I didn't get to really know everybody before the movie. I didn't have time to talk to everybody and meet up and get to know them. So it was kind of nerves, like you're working with people you never met before and never
Mhm.
knew. But then, like I said, everybody was so cool on set, and it was just yeah. And she said she was nervous, but I didn't even notice she was nervous. She was the most calm, like she was a natural, like she's really good, and she's the one that helped me calm down. I was more
Oh
nervous
wow!
than her, and it was my film. Yeah,
Imagine both of you nervous, like who's helping each other? Nobody, right? You need to
yeah,
have like this balance.
yeah,
Someone needed to be there.
yeah. So when I seen how calm she was and how everybody was, I started to get calm a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'm in a safe place. You know, I can just do what I want. You know, it's my film. Let me just not be nervous. And everybody supported me. It was a great experience. We had a lot of laughs too. It was funny,
Yeah.
fun experience. But yeah,
It's very interesting. So you mentioned you started in 2008, right? You said
18, 18.
2018 you started your journey, which
Yeah,
is what, like how many years? It's like 7 years already, right?
yeah,
So
7.
I always ask the people that are in Characters Magazine, what is that phrase that you would like to share with other people, obviously other directors, other actors that are in the same situation, like you collaborated with others. What is that phrase that you will tell them, that advice that you can tell them about this journey? Because this is not an easy career, it's not an easy journey. So what advice would you give to those people, that directors, actors, same as you, that are in the same struggle that you are right now with the filmmaking, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I waited a long time before I started filmmaking. I never really like got the confidence to do it. You always think, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. But then in 2018, I just did it. Uh, my advice, just go for it. You know, anybody who can pick up a camera and tell a story is a filmmaker. You know, that's
Wow.
how you start. You know, and then from there you build on. And I wish I would have started earlier, but no, you know, God knows where I would have been. But I started late, and so my advice, just to do it. You know, just get it over with. Get the first film in, even if it's a low budget with your iPhone. As long as you're telling a story from start to beginning, that's a film. I don't care what anybody else says. That's it. Yeah.
Interesting. That's a nice sentence that you just said.
Yeah.
Anybody with a camera that can tell a story is a director and is making a film, right?
Yeah,
That's
technically, yeah.
technically, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you grow in the process. You become better and better and better, and then you start doing better image, better scenes, better. There's a long process. It's actually a long process. So I'm gonna switch to Spanish because Manuela is from Colombia. She
Good.
speaks Spanish very well.
I
Manuela,
like
¿qué frase le puedes decir a esas colombianas, a esos colombianos que te ven en New York, te ven triunfando, te ven protagonizando un cortometraje y quisieran hacer lo que tú estás haciendo? ¿Qué consejo le das? Porque no es fácil, tú lo decías ahorita, no es fácil llegar, el idioma. ¿Qué consejo le puedes dar tú a esas personas que te ven?
Pues yo digo, lo que yo pienso es algo muy parecido a lo que dice Jacob y es como que si tú quieres hacer algo, hazlo, porque la verdad creo que nunca es como el momento exacto, como que nunca hay un momento o no es muy tarde o es muy temprano, como que tú solo
Ujú.
tienes que hacerlo y es de mucha disposición, porque no es fácil, no ha sido fácil, a pesar de que pues apenas empecé, ha sido muy difícil, conseguir incluso ese papel fue difícil, entonces como que simplemente si ustedes tienen una pasión, háganlo porque sigan sus sueños, o sea, que no les importe lo que las otras personas piensan, porque muchas veces la gente es muy envidiosa y uno tiene que aprender a luchar por lo que uno quiere y no dejarse influenciar de otros. Y hay una frase muy bonita que yo he visto mucho y me la repito todos los días, que es en inglés,
Ujú.
pero pues traducida al español sería como que si no estuvieras listo, no tendrías la oportunidad.
Oh,
Entonces, yo me
wow.
lo repito todos los días
In
y digo,
English would
si
be like, if okay, say that again. If you're not ready, then
you
you
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
have
the
the
opportunity.
opportunity. Oh,
Ajá.
wow. That
And
says
I
a
love
lot, right?
it, me encanta esa frase, me la repito todos los días y yo digo, es más, la tengo en mi espejo porque todos los días me levanto y la miro y digo, si no estoy lista, no tendría la oportunidad. En algún momento esto tiene que salir algo de acá.
Sí, sí.
Ese es mi consejo.
That's a very beautiful line because obviously you had to prepare. Obviously you had to be ready.
Ujú.
Like you never know when the opportunity is gonna come, but when the opportunity comes, you're ready, right? You're ready. You're
Yeah.
ready for it. You're ready to take it. You're ready to do it. That's a great advice. Like sometimes people are, oh no, maybe I'm not ready yet. Like Jacob said, like I could have started earlier, but then people are like, no, no, no. If there these feelings of maybe I'm not good enough, maybe it's not the time. It's never gonna be the time, like you said. It's gonna be either too
Mhm.
soon or too late. So it's never gonna be the time. You just gotta do it. That's a great advice, and definitely we would like to invite you to our podcast because we talk about these stories about acting, about filmmaking. Is and we help each other because it's not an easy path at all. So Jacob, why tell a story so personal? Why? Because you've been telling stories about comic heroes like Batman, like Catwoman, like The Flash, which can
Yeah,
be like not reality at all. Like these are like stories like, well, they may be based on true events or something, but these are comic heroes. And then you have this story that is very personal, that is very real. Okay, why
yeah.
that?
Uh, because I've always been like behind the scenes writing, directing, and I wanted the people to know me, to see me, to know who I am, and to see like if somebody like me could do it, then anybody could do it. Is yeah, and since it's my first role, I wanted it to be personal so it could be easier for me and more emotional for me, and yeah, I just wanted the people to know who I am and to see a little piece of me.
Yes, yes. I assume it because obviously, whenever you do this, we don't know the story yet. So we will eventually. I would like to. How can people? You mentioned that you want to have a watch party and then go to festivals, but will this be eventually be on YouTube or something so people can watch it, or so we know what the story is about? You know.
Yeah, it'll probably be on YouTube, but uh, I want to make a big film version of it. This is the short version,
Mm-hmm.
or make more episodes. So this is like a proof of concept. So I'm gonna try to get funding for something bigger.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but this is just to show people like a little taste and this and that. But it's a solid short film. But I want to grow it. You know, I
The
didn't get a
story
chance
the
to
story
say
can
what.
continue and the story can grow and it can be turned into a series, right? Like with
Yeah,
several episodes and stuff. Wow. Wow,
yeah.
that would be great. So, and we're crossing fingers. We're rooting for you, so you will get
Thank
dream
you.
come true. And you also, all of the actors that are here will also have a more opportunity to be performing and all of that. I wanted to ask you because I know like comic heroes stories require a lot of action. You know, a lot of combat scenes and all of that. This is more drama. You were talking about this is a drama romantic story. Are you going to incorporate any kind of fights or something? Because I
Mm.
always thought of you as an action director, and then you are switching the genre with this more like a romantic comedy or something. So what is the approach that you're having? This.
I kind of like the dramatic better. I'm glad I switched. I like it. I like it a lot. It's more emotional. It's more fun. Feels more real. Uh, the other stuff was fun too, but this is hits more, at home. I like it better. I felt very comfortable, so I might do more dramatic roles and dramatic movies and things like that. And I'm glad to give other people opportunities too, like Manuela. Uh, as soon as I noticed her, I knew she was a natural. I knew it. And the voice, I had to have that accent in the movie because, yeah, it made it better. Uh, yeah, and she's very comfortable on set. Very, I think she's gonna have a big future, and I'm glad to be the first one to work with her. I don't know how, and nobody else seen it. I just seen these.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Now, Jacob, my next question is kind of like a curiosity or like a very personal question because I know you have a lot of Spanish speaking friends, right? And then you have a lot
yeah.
of community. Is that like kind of normal or is it like, why is that? Like, I don't know. Obviously, you live in New York, which is a very multicultural city. But what can you tell us? Like, do you know Spanish? Why do you have like, so many Spanish related people around you or something? I don't know. What can you
We
tell
don't,
us?
I live in a Spanish populated neighborhood, and all the girls I've dated in the past and now are Spanish.
Oh wow! So you like Latinas? That's
Yeah,
one thing, right?
yeah,
Latinas are the most beautiful, right? They are the most, especially Colombianas. Oh my God!
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're passionate. That's what I like about them. But they can have an evil side to them too. So you have to.
Oh, like
Yeah,
any other woman, they can have a dark side. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You
yeah.
can have
So
a beast side.
yeah. So yeah. So it's from the neighborhood, the people I grew up around, and the girls I dated, and that's how I, know a lot of Spanish people. I don't live. I live next to a lot of Spanish people. It's a
Okay.
Dominican neighborhood in the Bronx.
Oh wow, yeah, a lot of Dominican people, Spanish speaking everywhere. So Manuela, tell me about the other side, because right now we have Jacob that is being in this Latino culture. But what about you? How has been your experience as a Colombian, as a Latina in New York City? That's obviously a multicultural city, but it's like I don't know. What can you tell? Have you suffered any, I don't know, discrimination or something? Like, have you seen it? Have you felt
Mm,
it? Like, in any case or something like that?
I could say that like when I first came because I didn't know English and
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to adapt. Maybe at first, but right now, like New York is very multicultural.
Yes.
So
So,
like it just depends on where you are. I live in Queens, so like there's a lot of Colombians. So like if
mhm.
you wanna feel at home, you wanna buy arepas, you wanna buy empanadas, like you can
You
get
won't
anything
miss the
you want.
food, right? Like
Yeah,
close
like
to
that you can
Roosevelt.
find
Roosevelt is
anything.
like the Colombian street, you may say, right? Wow.
Yeah, and even like where we were shooting at a location, and I found like a street full of Colombians, and I'm like, I've
Is
never
this
been
United
here.
States? Like,
But yeah, like at first maybe I did feel a little bit like excluded or like discriminated,
mhm.
but now it's I don't feel that at all, especially because like there's more people coming in from like South America, so it's very different, and I feel more accepted, and like I don't care anymore because people used to judge me a lot because of my accent, but like I don't care. It's my accent, it's my culture, is something that is in me that I cannot change if you don't like it. So
So you
I
what?
can change.
So for by your accent, I can tell you are in from the center of Colombia, right?
I'm from Manizales.
Manizales, which is like Paisa, right? Paisas,
We are
kind of, right?
caldenses,
Okay.
caldenses. Pero sí, es muy parecido, somos cerquita, pero pues somos otros
Sí, sí,
para ahí.
sí. Las paisas son, I mean, las costeñas son preciosas, que yo soy de la costa. Las paisas, mejor dicho, todas las mujeres colombianas son una
Divinas,
preciosura.
divinas, sea.
Preciosura, sí. Okay, so we are almost finishing this interview, and then what can we have? You guys are gonna have an article in the magazine, and I saw one of the pictures you sent me, and I was wondering if that was the poster. Is that the official poster that we're going to see in the magazine, or we're gonna have another poster? Or I know you introduced the cast in the Instagram, but what can you tell us about that, Jacob?
Yeah, for now, that's the official poster. But after the movie's made, maybe we'll have some nice still images from the film. Maybe we can make
Hmm.
another poster. Yeah, a movie could have multiple posters, but
Yes,
I like that poster. It was Manuela holding the Polaroid picture. That's her hand.
very
So
organic, right?
yeah, it's a good. I like it. It just came to me, so I just made a poster out of that picture of her holding the picture. So yeah, for now that's the poster. I like it, and everybody I showed it to said it was really good. Yeah,
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
Well, we can't wait to watch this. So we also hoping that you guys get a good run in the festivals. I know you guys did very professionals or even though you are just starting, I know the quality of work, Jacob, and I know that eventually you will get some awards. So I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for that festival circuit. And then imagine Jacob having best director, best actor, best producer, best writer. Man, you're gonna have it all.
Yeah. I don't think I'll get The best
No,
actor.
yes,
Best actor.
you will. You need to think positive.
Yeah. Okay, then I hope you get best actress then.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! Imagine the
Hey,
couple: best actor, best actress, best lead roles, right?
we need to visualize. You need to manifest, Jacob.
Yeah.
Manifest.
But Carlos, can I ask you a piece of advice? You think since there's a Latino background in this film,
Mhm.
should I submit it to Latino festivals? You think that's a good idea?
Well, the good thing is that it's spoken in English, right? Even though
Yeah.
Manuela is spoken in English, and that's a plus because even though you may go to a Latino festival, one of the requirements is that they say, well, it has to have, if it's spoken in Spanish, it has to have subtitles in English. But
Mm.
since it's spoken in English, most of everybody speaks English in festivals around the world.
Oh,
Eh, in some countries, let's say you want to go to France, then you will think about thinking about making French subtitles or even Spanish subtitles. If
yeah.
you want to go to a Latino, if you want to go to a Latino audience festivals, yes, having Spanish subtitles would be beneficial because yes, people understand speaking English, but when it's like some people don't like reading, some people don't
Yeah.
like reading subtitles, and then even when you don't even have the subtitles, they're not going to understand. Now those people that read
Oh,
subtitles, they're not going to understand if it doesn't have subtitles in Spanish. So yeah, subtitles are necessary for the festival circuit. Obviously you have an English speaking story, so that would make it global. But depending on the country, yeah, I strongly recommend to have Spanish titles if you go to Latin America.
yeah.
Then any other countries like France, if you really want to make it big, like go to Cannes or something, like think about having like French subtitles will be benefit, or Italian subtitles. So that's something extra that you can
That's good.
think of.
That's good news because I always put Spanish and English subtitles in all my films, so it's good. I thought it had to be in Spanish to be in Spanish festivals. I never submitted to a Spanish festival, so thank you. That's good
Yeah,
information.
yeah. Spanish festivals accept English speaking.
Good.
They obviously it would be an international. The category will be international. It won't be local. But as an international film competing in Latin festivals, you will need to have um, they always require English. English is a requirement around the world. But yeah, it will be very beneficial since it is spoken in English to have these Spanish subtitles. I think will be a plus that will help people, and especially if you get selected in a festival and then want to project the film. How if it's in Latin America, it will be very beneficial to have the Spanish subtitles there. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's all for this official interview. And again, we would like to have you and also all the actors to get invited to our podcast because we can talk about these acting advices and these tricks, tips and tricks that you can share with everybody. Especially about your experience, the films that you have done, and then how to deal when situations happen. For example, in one of the latest podcasts, we were talking about improvisation. What do you do when you forget your line? How do you improvise, or uh,
Yeah.
how do you deal that as an actor or as a director when things don't go as planned? Like there's always like you have a shooting schedule, but what if it rains? What if somebody doesn't show up? So it's very beneficial. We talk about that in the podcast, and you guys have a lot of experience, and as Jacob has many years. So, and especially also Manuela, you can participate in Spanish because we have a bunch of Spanish actors too. So, any language, you want to do it in English, you
Oh,
want to do it in Spanish, you guys are welcome to our podcast. Okay.
all right. Yeah. So you want the whole? I can get the whole cast next time for the podcast.
That
Thank
would
you.
be awesome. We're
I
gonna be
can
a
do
lot
that.
of people. We're
Yeah.
going to be a lot of people together, and I would love it because it's gonna be like very like a debate, maybe like anybody can share their opinion about a specific topic. We can choose a topic, and then like, well, My personal case, I think, is this, and this. So
Yeah,
everybody may have different opinions, on a
yeah.
topic. So that would
Thank
be very cool. That would be very cool if we can
Yeah,
make it.
I appreciate it.
So
You can end in Spanish with Manuela for the Spanish fans. I love it.
yes. So, ¿qué consejo, ya para despedirnos, Manuela, le quisieras decir a esas personas que invítalas a que estén pendientes de La Bella y la Bestia de New York, Beauty and Beast of New York?
Pues yo solo les digo que tienen que estar muy pendientes porque es que se vienen cositas, o sea, es que
A
hay
mi
que
gente de
tenerle
Colombia,
fe
¿no? A la gente de Colombia que esté
y para
pendiente,
que
¿cierto?
estén pendientes porque yo sé que esto va a ser algo muy, muy grande, yo le tengo mucha fe y pues imagínense, o sea, representando, hay que estar orgullosos, hay que apoyar al talento de uno, a la gente de uno.
Claro que
Y
sí.
así, yo siempre apoyo a mis amigos que quieren empezar a hacer cualquier cosa. Apóyeme como si yo fuera la amiga suya.
Amén, eres una colombiana que está triunfando en Estados Unidos. Claro que te vamos a apoyar porque ahí es talento. Y así no fueras colombiana, el solo hecho de empezar en esta industria
Sí.
y empezar con el pie derecho, ¿no? Empezar de como tiene que ser. Es algo que como actores también aplaudimos porque es bien emocionante. Jacob, anything that you would like to say before we finish the interview?
No, no, thank you. I just want to thank you for this opportunity for interviewing Manuela and I. And yeah, and you're the best. Tu es mejor, Carlos.
Quick
Thank you.
question.
Yeah.
Did you guys kiss in the story, or you can't tell because it's a love story, and then you guys are the lead role? So, is there any kissing in there, or like?
It, no, there isn't a kiss scene. I originally wrote it in the script, but then
Uh-huh.
while we were filming, I've noticed it'll be too soon for the
Ooh.
character. It didn't make sense
Okay.
for the character,
Okay.
so I took it out in the end.
Okay. But
Yeah,
that's coming. But that's
yeah,
coming.
yeah. It's supposed to be in the script, but it just didn't make sense at the time, because between the timeline of him breaking up with the other girl and
Mhm.
meeting
It's too
Manuela,
soon, right?
yeah, it
Those girls
didn't feel right.
that don't kiss in the first day. Don't
Yeah,
do that. Don't kiss in the first day, right?
yeah, and that's the
Make
thing.
him wait. Make
Yeah,
him wait.
and that's the thing about filming. Sometimes you write something, and then when you're on set, the feeling it just didn't feel right for the story. So yeah, we changed a lot of things on set, not too much, but like you said, when you make a mistake, improvise. We actually kept the improvisation,
Wow.
over the yeah. So it was amazing experience. But yeah, there's no kissing this time. But next,
We love to hear those stories in our podcast. So keep on tune on Characters Magazine because we want to have you as our buyers. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for being in Characters Magazine. Thank you for being in the Car Station TV. And keep an eye on the Beauty and the Beast of New York because that's coming. Okay.
gracias, Carlos. Gracias.
Bye bye. Have a nice evening.
Bye.
Bye.